Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Brett's Brain. Today, we're going to talk about cap tables, what they are, and why it's important to keep them clean. Thanks for watching another episode of Brett's Brain. I'm a former entrepreneur, and now I'm currently a venture capitalist. If you have anything you want us to answer, please put it in the comment section. Make sure you follow, you subscribe, you track us. Would love to answer your questions in future episodes. Back to the cap table. So what is a cap table? We've talked about this in the past. A cap table is just a list of everybody that owns stock or equity in your startup. It's that simple. That could be employees, that could be investors. And what you need to do and what you might hear is that you want to keep it clean. So what's that even mean? A clean cap table has a couple of elements. One is there's not a lot of dead equity. We've done a whole session on dead equity in the past. So that's equity that you've given out that isn't actively working on your company still, specifically to former employees or co-founders. The other thing that you commonly hear is you don't want to have too many investors on your cap table. You don't want to have too many people involved. And you often hear that from subsequent round investors. So if you're going to raise a Series Seed and you have 70 angels that have invested and are directly on your cap table, that's considered messy and not a clean cap table. Why does it matter though? So the biggest challenge with having a cap table that has a lot of investors in it is anytime you need to go through a process, get signatures, make a change, you've got to go get lots and lots of people to sign off. As CEO, that's really distracting and incredibly time consuming. You also have to spend time updating them. You have to tell them how things are going. If they call you, you usually have to answer. It also opens you up to potential additional liabilities or questions that might come down. There's just more unknown when you're interacting with more people. In an ideal scenario, every time you raise a round of capital, you should set a minimum to invest. So if somebody wants to invest $1,000 in your startup, if you have the ability to turn them down, I think it's smarter to say, hey, thank you, really appreciate your support, but the minimum investment for this round is $25,000. I understand that not every entrepreneur might be at that point or be able to turn down that money, but really think about for each one of your rounds, set a minimum check. A common minimum check size for pre-seed and seed rounds is $25,000. And as you get into later subsequent rounds, you should increase that minimum check size. You'd be shocked to see how many investors that offer to invest $15,000 when you tell them the minimum is $25,000, they end up giving you that full $25,000. On the flip side, you'd be shocked to see how many investors that have the capacity to write a $100,000 check when you tell them the minimum is $25,000, they end up writing $25,000. So use that minimum check size strategically and use it as a way to help keep your cap table cool.